Hey guys, Revan here, and welcome back to episode 4 of AstroBlock, where today we're going to continue on with power generation and looking to become an android. So let's see if we can't slip this mortal coil and see what we can't get done. Alright, so between episodes, I did work on the base a little bit more. I made a little bit more improvements. I picked up a few more machines. As you can see here, I was able to craft the digital miner, which wasn't too difficult. And I have to say, in this pack, the digital miner, like it takes with 8 energy upgrades and 4 of the speed upgrades, it's only taking 80 RF a tick. So this is pretty OP for this pack. I also made myself a reinforced energy cube, which this itself will store 18 million RF. So it is slowly working to fill up. Right now it's not because it's nighttime. Speaking of which, I should probably sleep. All right. So I will give just a quick tip here. One thing that I noticed is these solar generators here, they don't like staying active. So they'll start working, and then when it gets nighttime, and then if you sleep and it becomes day again, for whatever reason, they won't register that the sun is in the sky. So you kind of have to go out, disable them, and turn them back on. Also, between episodes, I ended up making an enrichment chamber and a metallurgic infuser. I needed the infuser basically for digital miner and a few other odds and ends, but the enrichment chamber allows me to ore double. And a lot of these Galacticraft ores or extra planets, they don't like actually being run through the pulverizer, but they will run through the enrichment chamber to double. So that's kind of why I made those two to start off with. I also made a couple more generators. I have a clay generator, as well as my redstone and my cobblestone generator. The only main reason that I really made the clay generator was because there were a few recipes that I was encountering that needed clay, and instead of making it in the compressor, which was kind of slow, it took a bunch of other resources. This was really easy to make. I believe it was 6 diamond shovels, 1 clay ball, a bucket of lava, and a bucket of water, and I essentially have infinite clay. So I figured, why not? Then I also dug out a hole underneath this where I will eventually be moving all of my machines, as well as where today we're going to set up a little bit of a power gen. So I have this room set up, and my plan for right now is I'm thinking about putting our power generation kind of on this wall right here. That way I can run cables around the outside, and we can have machines in each one of these little 5 long areas here. So I think that should do us for at least at least the early game stages before we need to actually expand. And then this up here, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I was trying to think of ways that we could, make this look a little bit better and what kind of design that I wanted to go for. And I just couldn't think of anything off the top of my head. So that was one of the main reasons that I went for a basement versus, just adding stuff up here. So that way, as the pack goes on, I'm introduced to a few different blocks, and stuff like that. I can kind of decide what I want to do with this. This upstairs level will probably end up being my storage area, and then downstairs will be all of my processing and stuff. That's kind of what I'm thinking, at least for now. Now, for power, last episode that I mentioned that I made this redstone generator for a reason. And it wasn't because of the fact that I needed redstone, which, everybody needs redstone. But yeah, there was one specific reason that I wanted it, and that was because for power generation, we don't have Ender IO or anything like that in this pack, so we're kind of limited on generators. Like normally, or early game in the mod packs, I'll end up going for like an Ender IO and do the coal gens or something like that. But in this one, I think the path that I'm going to take, if I can actually find these guys, I can't see, oh, they're right up here, is this enervation dynamo. Now this actually runs off of redstone. So it creates redstone flux off of redstone. And if you toss a block of redstone in there, one single block of redstone will produce 640,000 RF. Now, I don't know how much that is per tick. Obviously, the base level machines are probably going to be pretty low. And then as we increase, we'll probably get more. But I'm going to guess the base one is going to produce probably somewhere around 80 RF a tick or something like that. That's going to be my initial guess. So in order to make this, we needed some electrum and some silver. And the silver for the longest time was giving me troubles. Mainly because of the fact that it says you can smelt down silver dust or pulverized silver or silver ore, but it wasn't telling me where I was getting the silver. So after running the digital miner and mining up everything within the 32 block area, I didn't get a single piece of silver, and I didn't have any silver from when I was in the start location in space either. So I was kind of like, where am I supposed to be getting silver from? So I ended up having to Google it and read through a couple different sites, and from what I could find, there is a recipe to make silver, and I believe it's lead dust and tin dust, I believe. So lead dust and tin dust together should give us silver dust. Oh, that just got scared by my own machine there. So yeah, as you can see, pulverized lead, pulverized tin, we get 2 silver, pulverized silver, and then obviously we can just smelt that up to get silver. But that's not anywhere in the recipes. And like some mod packs I've played in the past, you have, if you click on an ore, JEI will tell you where that ore is generated. So like, which dimension or which level. So it doesn't do that in this pack. So yeah, that was one thing, like one tip that I'll offer you guys. If you do play this pack and you need silver early on, just use pulverized tin and pulverized lead, and then you can produce yourself some. So we also need some electrum. So I made up a bunch of electrum, and I think that was it. So we need a bunch of redstone, bunch of electrum, and a bunch of iron. And I believe I should have a little bit of iron in here. We'll just take a little bit of this, and let's say we make 5. Let's shoot for 5 of these right off the bat. And we got 5. All right. So now with these, my thought is that I can just kind of run them up the center here, and this guy over here we can just toss in there for now. But we'll just toss these up, and we're gonna have to grab our wrench, and perfect. So let's see, each one of these guys will tell us how much is going to put out 40 RF a tick. So if we upgrade them, and we're just going to upgrade these to the second tier here. Missed that one. So now these things are going to be producing us 80 RF a tick, and we can also put speed upgrades in them as well to kind of make them go faster. Now, as far as how we actually want to get items into it, that is one of the things that I'm not 100% sure of. Obviously, we have the thermal item ducts, but we don't have like the Ender IO like we used to, which handles both. You can overlap the Ender IO conduits. So for power, I'm not really sure. I might have to dig something in the back and, input the items there, and then just have the power run out the front. So I'm going to look into that, and once I figure that out, I'll bring you guys back, and we'll try to figure out how we're actually going to set these guys up. Well, after some back and forth and really just trying to make my mind up, I think of what I'm going to try to do, because I've never really played around with this mod a whole lot, so I figured I'd give it a shot. And I think we're going to go for XNet. It can do both items and power at the same time. So I should be able to insert the redstone in the front and pull the power out of the front at the same time and just have the one module here. So I think I have everything I need. It should just be a controller and an advanced connectors. So the connectors are gonna run up like this. Okay, so take two on this. I moved the controller over here. It's not as neat, but I can kind of mess around with this a little bit later as I see fit. So my first thing is I'm going to need to actually set up some sort of channel to take power away. So if I come here and say create and extract, and I believe, can I copy? Let's say copy, paste, paste, and I should just be able to paste all of these guys over here. And then down here, create a channel and say insert. So that should actually handle energy. So when these things start making energy, they should all extract and insert the energy into the controller to run the controller. Now, as far as the redstone, we should just be able to take our redstone generator, hopefully. Forgive me, this, like I said, I haven't played around with this mod a whole lot, so kind of new to this. Now, if I come over here and go channel 2, and then if I want to create, wait, nope. So let's delete this, and let's say, not energy, is it logic, storage, item? Let's create an item, and let's say over here we want to insert. And is there anything for, I wonder if there's anything for like round robin or anything like that. But let's copy this and try to paste all of these guys in here. And then let's come up to this top channel and let's create as well. And let's do this one for extract. And we can do the round robin here. So if we do that, is anything actually getting put into these guys? Does not appear so. We don't want to do stacks. We just want to do single items. Down, redstone ignored. All right, well, it looks like I got a little bit more playing around to do here. All right, so I think I figured it out. I had the wrong direction set for the inserts. It should be south. So I probably have to go over here. And it doesn't really matter for the actual energy, like which direction it's pulling it out of. So with that, let's see. Still not getting anything in there. Still not getting anything in there. And we definitely have this on round robin. That is south. Copy. All right, so apparently we just gotta change all these over to south. Looks like we're just missing it in this last top one. They're all set to the same, so the question is, why is one not getting them? Oh, there it goes. took some time, but we finally ended up getting some in there. So maybe it just needs to register it. And then we're just going to come over here, copy this setting and paste it in there. So now all of our energy should be handled by these 5 guys over here. So we just need to figure out a way to actually run that up and into our RF storage, which I think is a good time. Now is about as good a time as ever to change that up a little bit up there. We actually might just be able to, just to make sure that we are having energy go where it's supposed to go. If we monitor this, yep, so this is receiving energy. So we could actually just take another advanced connector for now, run it over here, and have our energy over here. And then we could start setting up our machines over here. And eventually this plug right here will probably get moved up to the ceiling, and then we'll just have a wireless transmitter on it. So if we come over here and we can go to, actually, create, insert, and that is going to be east, I believe. And we are producing RF. So that is actually a pretty good setup that we have going on for energy. And obviously we have more room to grow. I could put another 10 of these innervation dynamos in here, but I want to work on actually upgrading these guys. Like I said, there's a few upgrades that I can put into them to actually get them to produce probably somewhere around about 240 RF a tick. So I'm going to kind of stick with that. And we don't really need too much power right now. You know, the ask that we have isn't all that great. So, and these things are super cheap to make. So 18 million RF is going to last us a long time. All right. So let us toss this in here. And the next thing that I actually wanted to look into, so we'll take all of this good stuff off. We can take the dynamos off. The void ore miner I was looking into because of the silver. It's really just not possible right now. We can take off the digital miner, the Orion drive, and the Astro miner were requirements for me making the actual digital miner. So the Android station. We need an arm, a leg, and we need these isolinear circuits here. So these circuits are going to be made inside of an inscriber. That inscriber is going to take a piston, some redstone, and some titanium. So I'm going to craft that up real quick. Okay, so the inscriber for now, I'm thinking that we can just toss this guy right here. He should be getting power. And I'm going to want to make a hopper real quick. So let's just grab one of these chests and 5 of our compressed steel. Now for these guys, we need gold. So we need some iron, redstone, and glass. So we needed the MK3, which is MK2 and MK1. So let's just make a bunch of these MK1 circuits real quick. And we need one of the 2s and one of the 3s. So the 2 is just going to need some gold. And the 3, I believe, was diamond, right? Yes. So let's just grab up a couple diamonds and a couple gold. I don't know how many of these we're going to need right off the bat, but we'll just get started with them. And the reason that I want this hopper is because, you know, this is kind of like the inscriber from AE, where it'll only hold one item in its actual inventory. However, it'll hold up to a stack of that item in its actual output slot. So, you know, we can just kind of toss a bunch of them in there. So let's start off with 16 of those guys. And I believe the first stage was gold. So we'll just toss that in there, and that'll just kind of get sucked in, and that will work in the background. Okay, now that we have a few of the Mark II and Mark V chips made up, we are going to need, let's see, we're going to need an arm, a head, a torso, Then we're going to need a force field emitter, which is going to be glass and these superconductors here. So these guys are going to be redstone, titanium, and ender pearls. We don't have a whole lot of those left, but we should have. I think we only need 6. If I can count properly here. And let's grab this titanium, and we're going to need to grab a few more of our redstone. So let's see. Oh, it makes 4. So really we only need to go through this twice here. We need some titanium plates. And I think we had a single piece of glass over here. We do. And we also need one of the, is it the lithium crystal? Where did you go? Where did you go? There it is. Boom, we got our force field emitter. All right, what was the next piece of the pie? Just redstone. We need this machine casing, which we're going to need more of the titanium for. I really need to work on a a better storage system. That we might do that next episode, because this is running back and forth to get everything. Gets a, you know, your inventory gets a little bit clogged. Your inventory gets a little bit clogged up here. All right, let's take off this since we already have that. All right, so we just need a piece of glowstone and then our android parts. So the glowstone, not a problem. Android parts, I have been farming the heck out of them, and I have mostly legendary. I don't have a legendary spine. Matter of fact, I've only gotten 1 spine drop, so they don't seem to be, you know, too prevalent out there in the drop world. All right, so let's craft you up. And where do we want to put this for now? I suppose we don't need that running. We can come down here and let's just toss our top 2 outputs and toss you on there. All right, so biological entity denied. So I think that means that we need to, if I can, oof. I've been doing everything and not actually paying attention to the quest line. All right, so the quest line wants us to make a data pad first. So data pad is going to be a book and one of the circuits. And I think we have books somewhere around abouts in here. I know I've gotten 1 random book for. All right, we got our book and our circuits. Oop. And that gets the data pad. All right, so that opens up the quest lines here. Now, what is this reward? I get a wrench. I get an ingot. So now I need to collect all of the parts, and that should give me the pills. So let's clear up a little bit of our inventory here. Toss the ender pearls back. These guys will just toss up in here for right now. We'll toss you into the building parts, and let's take the ones that we want to use. I'm not sure what glitch time is, but this gives us 7 max health, 10 speed, 2 attack damage, resistance to knockback, and decreases our battery usage. So we're definitely going to use that. Legs and arms, we don't really have a whole lot of options on. Okay, so red pill and blue pill. Now, I forget which pill is which. Let's see. Take the blue pill, and you will wake up in your bed none the wiser. Take the red pill and lose what's holding you back. All right. So we're going to toss the blue pill up here because that's if we want to go back to being a human, we'll take the blue pill. The red pill, on the other hand, we're going to nom down on this. And this should take us through a sequence where it essentially kills us, and we will be reborn. We will be bigger, better, faster, stronger, and all that other good stuff. So we'll just let this do its deal. And we did. I have ended my biological existence. So now if we come back down here and grab our Android station, I wonder if it's better off. We'll just put it on the floor here. So we should be able to toss our gear in here, and that is going to make us more powerful. And we also need a battery. So we're gonna have to look into batteries, but as you can see, I have 126% health. My energy is at 100%, and my stamina is or my speed is at 130%. So I'm a little bit faster, but in all honesty, it still kind of feels like I'm just moving at regular pace here. I don't know if that's the spacesuit or what it is. The FOV change is a little bit odd, especially when you start sprinting. But, you know, it's something that we'll get used to the more that we use it. And then we have all of these upgrades. So I think the plan is next episode, we'll work at upgrading ourselves, getting ourselves into battery, and going through all of the different perks that being an android can do, like not needing oxygen, not eating, all of that other good stuff. But I think we made pretty good progress today. We have a decent power supply going, which we're making essentially for free. 80 RF times 5, so that's what, about 400 RF per tick that we're making. So not bad, not bad. And it's only going to go up for there. But as always, guys, I really do appreciate you guys sticking around to the end watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed yet, please do. And until next time, stay awesome, be safe, and I'll see you later.